Welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to a video from Top This Hip Hop. Listen, Lauren LaRosa, fresh off a heated blow up with Jess Hilarious, somehow lands her own podcast show with no other than Charlamagne from The Breakfast Club, of course. It's almost like it was written in the stars, right? I mean, after all the drama, the timing of the move, it begs questions. It's serious questions, right? Was this a calculated power move, basically to launch the podcast? Think about it. Was it just coincidence?
Sometimes when it comes to chaos and confusion, at the end of the road, the blessing is always there waiting for you. And in this case, we're talking about Lauren LaRosa getting her own show on Charlamagne's Black Effect Network. She now has her own podcast show called The Latest with Lauren LaRosa. And this comes in the midst of all the Breakfast Club drama that's been happening the last week. Because it was just a couple of days ago, or maybe last week, Jess Hilarious went off, basically saying how she was feeling underappreciated because ever since she came back from maternity leave, Lauren LaRosa has still been sitting in her seat. And it's like, yo, I auditioned for the third seat, the third co-host for the Breakfast Club. Why is there now 4 people? So I can totally understand her frustration.
Like, back up, back up.
And it made sense, and everything finally boiled over and they settled everything on the show. And man, everyone had a lot to get off their chest. And now fast forward to today,
Now that you look back on it, you clearly see that she was definitely out of her own element. I don't think she was in the right place, and I think it should have been done behind closed doors, but for some reason she went on the IG live and she felt like she had to express herself. Back in the day, we ain't had that. A lot of times, man, if you just put that phone down and walk away, you need that one friend to tell you, though.
Lauren has her own show. And to add, Jess Hilarious has always had her show on Charlamagne's Black Effect podcast. So now he has both women who have been going at each other, working with each other on the same podcast, making money off both.
Now you're telling me Jess Hilarious already had a podcast with Charlamagne as well? How come we haven't heard about this? Like, is no one listening to the show, or it hasn't launched yet? I guess we're going to find out more about this because all of a sudden it's news. Now that Jess Hilarious had her own show with Charlamagne all along, it's kind of like, think about it. We didn't even know about it. We never heard about it. Was this hidden in plain sight, or was just another example of Charlamagne money-making background insight, keeping, you got to really put 2 and 2 together sometimes, because even if you see 1 and 1, it doesn't always make sense. But we're going to try to make sense of this. But hey, congratulations to both women. I'm hoping both podcasters do well. I'm not hating on them. We all in the same boat right here. Congrats to them. But the fact that we haven't heard about it with all the things that's been going through, usually people will go on their podcasts and they may air things out. And when she had that opportunity, she didn't take it to a podcast. That would have been the great time to boost that cast, right? But
for them. Yo, this guy is a villain in disguise, but it's good to see. And basically with her show is gonna be similar to what she does on a Breakfast Club, The Latest with Lauren LaRosa, and giving you the very informative information, but just like going way more in depth with it. So instead of like a short 5-minute segment, it's gonna be like a longer 30-minute, maybe hour segment. She says she's gonna have like guest hosts and guest appearances and a whole bunch of different people, and she's gonna spice it up. So I'm glad to see the direction where she's going, because coming from TMZ and the journalistic background she has, it just makes sense. And I already love the feel of it, like, how she fits in with the Breakfast Club. But the segment is so short, like she can't really get off what she wants to get off. So like she says, it's gonna be a bunch of things that's not on the show, and just showing and displaying her personality. So Jess and Lauren, you guys don't have to keep on fighting no more. You guys got your own thing going on besides on the Breakfast Club. Why is it when 2 women are together, together. They can't coexist. It's always like they gotta have this cattiness beef. It's like, I'm better. No, I'm better. I'm cuter. No, I'm like, come on, man. And that's basically what we had on the show. And everyone, all the feelings boiled over. And like I said, like, Jess Hilarious actually has more rights to feel the way she feels than Lauren LaRosa. All that the energy she was getting from Jess was like boiled over energy from like Charlamagne and the network. And just like, yo, miscommunication. I'm supposed to be the third person. Why is there four people, my nigga? So yeah, it is what it is. They figured it out, and we're
Felt like she misstepped a lot. They were trying to help her out, her being a young mother and things like that. You know, I think she totally blew things out of proportion the way she did it and handled it. And it was a bad situation that I hope she learns from. And it would be great if the four of them can coincide on that show, because I tell you what, with those two women added to the show in the past year, I've been more interested in watching the show that I have been in past years when it was just Charlamagne and they had someone else there. But these two women, they bring insight and powerful perspectives to the show that hasn't been there for a while. So hopefully they work it out, and I'm definitely looking forward to their pods.
gonna see how people, my nigga. So yeah, it is what it is. They figured it out, and we're gonna see how it all rolls out. Will they be able to coexist on a Breakfast Club together with no beef? I think so, because everything is out in the air, and they both have their own situations going on outside of the show.
So she got her own podcast, and I hope things really work out for these people over there. If y'all looking to sign me, I'm definitely looking for sponsorship. Now, let's talk about Lauren LaRosa. Potentially, I think she got a lot of offers, especially considering her TMZ background and how she filled in for Jess when she was out on maternity leave. That show, it shows her comfortability in front of the mic. She handled a lot of things very well. The fans are excited to see her succeed. She always came prepared. She had a charisma about her. She got and really engaged in the audience. She was prepared, like I said, and her time with TNZ may have prepared her for this. I don't know exactly what she did over there, but she's ready now. People are definitely going to be tuned in to see what she's going to be bringing to the table, and I'll be one of those people. With all the buzz around her, the podcast could be the next big thing, and I would probably tune into that over Charlamagne's podcast, to be honest with you. Let me know down in the comments. How do y'all feel about Laura's new podcast? And do y'all think this was all set up by the man, Charlamagne? Do you think this was all to promote the podcasts? Let me know down in the comments. PeePodCove. I'll see y'all in the next one.